Soft breeze touched her face. Her hair strands danced according to the tunes of the soft breeze. Priya, who has been sitting on the park bench for a while, adjusted her position and started to look at the vast sky, which had some clouds here and there, trying to ignite her imagination by blending into the characters as if in her mind. She saw a horse trying to race with the wild thoughts that had been clouding her mind for some time now. She sighed and tried to look at other cloud characters. She saw a cloud in shape of a teddy bear. She missed her teddy a lot. The small voice inside her told, "It's time to go and hug her teddy." She tried to push the thought aside and looked at the sky again. Now the clouds kind of moved away from their initial forms. They were here and there, but now her mind saw only the crystal clear sky. The blue sky winked at her. She felt something that the sky was telling her. She shook her head in disbelief, then took her water bottle and sipped some water from it. She felt she was not as usual, but something more was weighing inside her. She thought back about her day in school. Being in her 11th grade, she had innumerable assignments to complete. She did that day by day, but today, while she was in the queue to get her copy signed by her teacher, her friend told very casually, "Only if we get our copy signed, we can be at ease. If not, again, we have to do it. It's a tremendous duty." Priya nodded in agreement. Again, her friend sighed and continued, "How these teachers really affect our confidence, right? They do things in our way, they find faults, and then we feel like deflated balloons." Priya felt something hit her so hard. Then she was partially present there. Her thoughts were racing with the questions. Why is our confidence affected? Why do we feel like deflated balloon if someone points out our mistake or at least their opinions? Why can't we analyze their points and see whether we are right or wrong? Instead of self-reflection, why do we feel like falling down? Even a thought of self reflection, why does it not cross our mind when someone disagrees? Why? She never really realized that her copy was signed by her teacher. Her friend shook her to get back to her senses. She saw her teacher smiling at her and asking her to move so that she could see others' copies as well. Priya, with an embarrassed smile, moved away. She went to her seat, still lost in her thoughts. She was brought back to her senses by the school bell, which told her very indirectly, "It's time to go home." She waved goodbye to her friends and started to walk. She saw all the people on the way. Some were smiling for some reason, some were tense and moving fast. She wondered what was the reason for their happiness and what is the reason for their tension. She felt that today was not as usual. Something was making her think more and more. She decided to get to the park as soon as possible and complete some small homework as she usually does. But even in the park right now, she was lost in the thoughts. She sighed, shook her head in disbelief, stood up from her seat, took her bag and water bottle, and waved goodbye at the trees in the corner. The trees, maybe in an attempt to call her back, slowly moved, but she was not in the mind to translate the language of a tree. She walked fast to her house. When she neared her house, she heard her brother, who is 3 years younger than her, telling his school tales for the day to his parents and grandmother as usual. But Priya was not in the mood to start a playful fight with her brother. She went in, put her bag down, and placed her water bottle on the table. She went straight to the bathroom, freshened up, changed her clothes, and came back to the living room. Her mother gave her a plate full of cookies and a glass of coffee. The aroma of coffee failed to soothe her mind. She started to eat her cookies and sipped her coffee in between. Her mother noticed that her daughter's playful self was absent today. She caught her husband's attention. They exchanged some dialogues through their eyes, and she directed his attention to their daughter, who was unusually silent today. Priya completed her coffee and also some cookies from her plate. She put the plate on the table and went to the kitchen sink, washed her coffee cup, placed it on the stand, and left for her room with her bag. She closed her door. She placed her bag on her study table and sat at the edge of the bed, only to be disturbed by the silent knocks on the door. She opened the door and saw her parents with a confused or worried look. She couldn't understand what that expression exactly meant. She asked, "Mom, Dad, what happened?" They both exchanged looks with each other and asked the same question back. She shook her head as if telling them no, but her eyes watered. Her mother hugged her. Meanwhile, Her father patted her head. The three of them entered her room. Her father closed the door from inside silently to avoid his mischievous son's attention. She hugged her mother and cried. Her father's face softened and he asked, "What happened? Did you score low? Is that so?" Then, even before she answered, he said, "It's all right, put in more effort, you can master the subject." She nodded no in between her weeping. She rubbed her tears off with her hands, stood up, and made her father sit beside her mother on the bed. She then said, "Mom, Dad, I don't know. From this afternoon today, I've been lost in my thoughts. It all started with the dialogues of my friend. She told all the scenes back to her parents. Making sure that they were still attentive towards her biggest worry today, she continued and asked, Dad, what does being confident mean? Is it switching back and forth, like 1 second confident and another second drowned in self doubts? What is it? Like if someone appreciates, I feel confident, and if they don't, I feel like a deflated balloon. Why is that so? Is this confidence? I don't know. After listening to my friend's worries this afternoon, something deep inside me was and is continuously telling me it's not the definition of confidence. If that's not it, what is it? She sighed and looked at her very attentive parents, then continued, Mom, today I was sitting on the park bench. I saw the clouds blocking the clear sky view. After some time, I got to see the clear sky. Why do I feel like confidence needs to be like a clear sky, undisturbed by the clouds, which are like negative thoughts or someone's ideas on us? Or at least, why don't we realize that? Oh, I don't know. I'm confused. Is this normal? She then expectantly looked at her parents. Both her parents exchanged glances with each other, and with a sweet smile, they started to leave her room. She, with a disappointed look, called out, Mom, Dad. Both stopped at the entrance of the room, and her dad said to her, Wake up early tomorrow and come down. We'll tell you the answers to all these confusions. Priya's face lit up with happiness. She said, Yes, all right, I will. Then they left. She completed the task for the day and ate her dinner soon, then settled herself in the comfort of cotton blankets and her teddy. Her restless mind tried to pull her back to the roller coaster of unending questions. But she, in turn, told herself that tomorrow morning she would get her answers and dozed off. She was rather alarmed by her own alarm, maybe because her curiosity was making her feel so. She brushed her teeth and ran down to meet her parents, but they were nowhere to be seen inside the house. So she started to search in the garden area. The garden area in her house was a neat, long lawn adorned by the plants on both sides. Roses of three different colors bloomed as if to welcome her to her answers. Soft breeze and chilly climate filled the air. The sky adorned with clouds here and there, maybe in search of the sun as it hadn't shown up yet. She saw her parents entering the garden area from the other side, and she rushed towards them. On reaching them, she started to pant. Her parents saw the sparkling curiosity in her eyes. Her father said, Dear, I know you have started to see and feel something more than what others perceive. So we decided to let you walk on this path with a happy heart. And he winked at her mother. Both smiled as if they knew something more than her. She neglected the expression of her parents and asked, What is the path that I need to take? Her mother said, Her mother said, You have to meditate. Meditation. She didn't hear those words, maybe in her rush to hear everything. She swallowed her saliva and asked once more, What is that? Her mother and father said in the same tone, Meditation. She was not sure about the answer that her parents had given her, but her restlessness vanished for sure. Her father patted her head and said, Try, you'll get to know the right answers that are meant only for you. She saw that her father's smile held something more than usual. She saw both of them sit down on their mats to meditate. She turned around for a while and saw that now the sun was rising slowly, the orange and red shades filled up the sky. The clouds were seen moving again, and the clear sky winked at her. But it was more warming than yesterday. She felt her inner voice imitating her father's words to her. Try it out. For some reason, she didn't feel the need to wrestle with that voice inside her. Instead, she situated herself on the yoga mat meant for her, closed her eyes, and started to observe her breathing. She somehow felt easy in her heart. Her journey towards her answer started with the bright sunlight. The end. Now, the most important part, the connection of the story and self love. What if Priya is you or us and her parents is life? Let me elaborate. Aren't we sometimes completely feeling like a deflated balloon, just as Priya did in our story? Have you ever thought, why is that so? If we keep on pondering this question, we would eventually arrive at the realization that many people are living life in a similar manner and it is considered normal with nothing to worry about. However, the thinking finds its correct path by moving past this junction of all are living the same. Yes, we have to get past this all are living the same junction. Then eventually we understand that life is playing hide and seek. And it's actually trying to make us realize or at least ponder the idea that life's definition for everyone is not the same. Have we ever thought why problems are crushing us from inside? Why are they so powerful? Or are we making them so powerful by settling into our weaker self? If so, why don't we try to see the other side, which is our strongest self at least once in life? This could change our life upside down in a beautiful manner. Then it is us, in our strongest self forever. When everyone happily accepts problems in life as if they are meant to be, they are not seeing deep inside themselves, where the solutions for all their problems are hidden. When we try to install meditation in our life, all of life's problems will eventually loosen their grip and we awaken to our truest self with clarity in life. Only then can we answer what is our definition of life. So, friends, it's time to wake up to our real self, which is strong enough to lead our way through all the problematic question papers life throws at us. If we love ourselves, we need to provide ourselves with the ultimate freedom from the dramas of life. It is like we gain clarity about the dramas of life unfolding around us, and we also have the liberty not to be fooled by it. Isn't it nice? So, friends, I kindly suggest you to start practicing meditation. It is the very important self love capsule to take right now. Start your journey today. Witness the magic of life and answer what is your definition of life. I often end my videos with a very small note like, think about it, friends. But here I'm not going to do it. Rather, I'm just going to suggest very strongly that you start doing meditation from today on. I just want you all to go through that transformation to reach your best self. So, friends, do tell me about your point of view regarding the same in the comment section, and as well, don't forget to like the video. By telling you all this, your moon friend is vanishing with a very last question to you guys. Friends, come on, just subscribe to be my friend.